Oh, wait.
What up? What up? What up? I am sending you.
Hold on.
We in there. Oh, you came in as we get situated. We're gonna jump right into it. You already know what it is. Today we're talking about resistance to taking action, or if you will, resistance to take action. As you guys come in, so we got two different platforms going on. We got Instagram and we have Facebook, right? So on the Facebook, drop a comment. On the Instagram, drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know who you are, where you're at, and welcome. This looks like it's going to be fun. All right, I need Coach Nina, I need you to go ahead and hop on this Instagram stage, please. And for all the Facebook family out there, hello. We figured out a way to get in touch with y'all too. Let me go ahead and add you on here. Boom. You are unable to join. I don't know. Let's accept. We're working through it. Boom.
Here we go.
I think I fixed it. Well, now you got to do yours.
I'll turn the volume down.
All right. Let me turn mine down. Right there. All right. Well, Coach Nina, what we got? Welcome.
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 Thank you for being patient with us as we work out these technical difficulties as we start today.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just jump straight into it, right? So last week we talked about theory versus application. That's what we hit. And some of the things that we touched on was man, let me see. We touched on the home, but we touched on fear, right? We touched on fears. We touched on help me out. Drawing a blank. I know.
So we talked about fears. We talked about transformational coaching, how that coaching helps you kind of transform and create different avenues to process those fears as you are identifying the theory of what you're trying to do and put things into action. We also talked about solution-focused coaching and how we don't really focus on the problem. We focus on the solution and how we get through it and navigate it to make sure that we achieve our goals and accomplish the actions that need to be taken to achieve those goals.
Absolutely. And today, so what we're going to do to follow that up is we're going to actually identify some steps in order to help us take action. So what we want you guys to understand is the resistance to taking action is simply this. Once we identify like having the idea, there's something on the other side of that, right? There's something that keeps us from actually pushing through and actually following through with the idea, right? Taking the action. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Actually getting you to take action on whatever it is that idea was, right? So this is just us moving forward from theory versus application and actually showing you guys some tips to actually apply to what it is that you're doing. All right. So with that being said, let's get to it.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and share this screen and then we're going to go through the steps. We're going to talk about them, but if you have any questions, by all means, just like we usually get down, if you have any questions, just go ahead, drop it in the comments, and we'll get to them. Now, for the guys that's on Instagram, I do apologize. You will not be able to see this handy-dandy worksheet, but I promise you, I will post it. And if you, for the guys that's on Facebook, if you want it, I'll download it, and then I'll drop it. I'll send it to whoever wants it in Messenger. Just hit me up or shoot me an email link, and I'll actually send you the worksheet yourself, to where you can actually go back through it and actually follow and apply the steps that we're talking about, right? Again, theory versus application. We don't want to get on here for the hour and talk to you guys, give you guys good information, give you guys good pointers, and getting started with whatever it is that you're trying to get started. Whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's transformation, whether it's just trying to find a solution, whether it's you trying to get out of a stuck state, right? The whole how the hell did I get here mentality. If you're in that point, and we've all been there, to the how the hell did I get here? If you're there, what we're going to try to do is we're going to give you some steps to help you get out of it. And it's a repetitive cycle. So by all means, I'm going to go ahead and share this screen, and we're going to get it cracking. That's me singing. Just in case y'all didn't know, I can sing. I'm a part of the no, I'm not part of no damn band. All right. So first things first. I hope everybody can see and hear us. Nobody said anything. I know if you're watching, if you can see and hear us, please let me know. Give me a thumbs up in the comment tabs or whatever. What up? All right, so the first key to steps to taking action, right? The first thing we got is be clear in what you're doing. That's step number one. Be clear in what you are doing. A lot of times we jump into things and we're all over the place. I'll use me for example. When I jumped into Van Shoe Fitness, I know all I knew is I wanted to help. Right? That's all I knew. All I knew is I wanted to help. I didn't know how I was going to help. I didn't know who I was going to help. I didn't know what I was going to help. I just knew I wanted to help. And like you probably heard before, if you're helping everybody, then you're helping nobody. It's been said a million times by different people. If you're helping everybody, or if you're trying to help everybody, you're going to help nobody. So when we say be clear on what it is you're doing, it's exactly that simple. Be clear on what it is you're doing. If you want to be a life coach, be clear on what direction, who specifically do you want to coach, right? We call it your niche. If you want to be a fitness coach, be clear in what type of fitness you're doing, right? You got bodybuilding, you got strength and conditioning, you got speed and endurance. Like you have a lot, you have weight loss. Like you have a lot of specific things, right? What are you good at? What's your thing? So we want to be very clear in that. Coach Nina, what you got? I don't want to take it away.
No, you are absolutely right. Identify what it is that you want to achieve. Find out what you're working on that's going to make a big difference for you and the people that you're very close to. With any goal, whether it's life coaching or you want to change your career, just identify what's going to work to make that big difference for you. And then also identify what it is that you won't fail at. If failure is one of the things that's probably impeding you from achieving the goals, try to identify what's right for you and that that you're good at, that you won't fail at doing. Also, identify who's benefiting from you achieving this goal. So these are just different questions you can ask yourself to make sure that what you're pursuing is really for you. So when we say be intentional, these are the questions that you must ask yourself. Does your goal align with what your true passion is and what your direction is that you want to go to?
Absolutely. So with this being said, like who's here, right? Anybody that's viewing right now, who's actually had ideas, had plans, but that clarity was not there. That clarity was not provided. If we're on a Facebook, hey, a thumbs up, a hand, raise, do a hand if you've been there. We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna so like I said, starting Van Shoe Fitness, I was there. I was everywhere. And first I started off, I was going, okay, I'm gonna be a personal trainer. So I started doing my things. I was like, okay, I need to start getting my certifications to be a personal trainer. Got my certification to be a personal trainer, start training. And then I was like, all right, I realized that I was good at coaching. So I went into coaching. So it's like, I was all over the place. I really didn't have one finite idea of who I wanted to help and what I wanted to help, how I wanted to help, right? So now I have clarity, right? If you would have hit me 2 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to tell you what I do now. I am a growth and empowerment coach. I help people in a stuck state. I provide them clarity, and I help them take charge of their life and their story, period. That's it. That's what I do. Coach Nina, now that you have clarity, can you identify specifically what it is that you do and who it is that you help?
Absolutely. But no, not really, because my stuff changes by the day. It depends on the person. But what I really focus on in my coaching is personal and professional development and growth. That's what I specialize in, no matter what it is if it's a change in a career. Some of the big things I get is military wives trying to find where they fit in being that military wife. So just doing those personal goals, those personal aspirations of what, and trying to help you grow as a person. So that is what my niche is.
Got it. So those are just examples, right? That's what we mean by be clear in what you're doing. Because if you don't know what you're doing, then you don't know where to start. There's no direction. There will be no direction, right? So in between that step, there's going to be have a plan, know your why. That is synonymous with be clear in what you're doing. So if you don't have a plan, again, we've already said, right, Mike, you've heard Mike Tyson say, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face. That's exactly how life is. That is exactly how life is. You have a plan. You write the plan down. You wake up in the morning. You start to implement said plan. And then life punches you in the face. You're like, you know what? I'm going to get this building. You thought you was getting your credit ready. You getting everything ready. You was like, all right, I'm saving money. You go talk to somebody about getting a building loan. And then you go to a bank and you say, hey, I want to get this building to start this business. And then you get slapped in the face with a big fat no. Mm-hmm. Right? And now you go through, it starts to spiral of depression. Then you get bad. You get upset. It's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm done with it. I don't even want to deal with it. Some people, not everybody, because some people got grit and they like, you know what? All right, cool. So there's steps to take, right? Mm-hmm. There's things. Okay, if I know I want to build it, I might want to find somebody that deals with real estate, whether it, specifically commercial real estate, but start with somebody that deals with real estate. I guarantee if you know a realtor, they know somebody that deals with commercial real estate. So talk to them, ask them questions. Say, what's the best thing that I can do for X, Y, and Z? Go into the bank and ask the questions. A lot of people are afraid to go have friends in the bank. A lot of people are afraid to go talk to your bank or to your credit union. Why? If that's where you're sitting your money in, and that's a whole different conversation. But if that's where your money is sitting, go talk to those people.
Yeah. But that goes back to that resistance, though, because they don't go because of the fear of that rejection. So they're resistant to go into that bank and asking for that because of that fear of rejection.
And I think we said this last time, right? Hey, just check this out. Failure is going to happen. Rejection is going to happen.
Right.
Period. Failure is going to happen. Rejection is going to happen. Yeah. It's okay. We're telling you now, it is okay. If you fail, it is what it is. Learn from it. Right. If you're rejected, cool. Go to the next one. Yeah. So it doesn't it doesn't stop you from what it is you're doing. And then that's just not in the business side. Let's say the person that's in that stuck state. If you're in that stuck state, let's say, let's see what we're stuck in. Give me a good example.
I have a perfect example.
Let's go.
A big thing is people always say, I want to be successful.
Okay. You want to be successful in what?
Right. What does success look like to you?
So there you go. That right there. All right. What does successful look like? Visualization, right?
Right.
So we'll say that. Visualization. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Can you see it? Can you touch it? Can you smell it? Mm-hmm. We're getting to that piece that deep, right? All right. So again, having a plan and then knowing your why. That is a very important piece. Why? Because it is going to keep you pushing, not motivated. You've heard a lot of people say motivation will only take you so far. David Goggins is a huge person that says this, right? A lot of motivational speakers say it. I know Dave Goggins on his platform, he says it a lot. Motivation is only going to get you so far. Again, like Mike Tyson, we'll go back to the Mike Tyson. If you get punched in the face, when life punches you in the face, motivation is not going to keep you. It's not going to be motivation. It's going to keep you moving forward. Like, all right, you know what? Let me put my hands up real quick. Motivation ain't going to keep you moving forward. It's the resilience. It's the grit. It's the understanding why you're doing what you're doing. It's the understanding who are you affecting? What are you affecting? At the end of the day, whose life is going to be different after you're done. So it's understanding that, knowing your why, what pushes you. Why? I mean, we had Jay on the last time, and she said once she understood her why and what pushes her, it's more for her leaving a legacy. That's huge, because if you leaving a legacy is what's pushing you, you're not going to give up. What you got, Coach?
No, I think you're absolutely right. You got to have the end goal. What are you trying to reach? You got to know what your end state is. So yes, you're absolutely right.
So we got so we've already identified that, right? Some steps. Do we have any questions on clarity, like being clear on what you're doing? Do we have any questions on having a plan and knowing your why? All right, as we go through. Hey, again, if you have questions, go ahead, drop them in the comment section. I think we are lagging. I've been told that we're lagging on the live on the IG. But we'll keep this thing moving. Yeah, probably so. Beast from me says, think because you're using two screens. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now on IG, if you have Facebook, just go ahead and go to Van Shoe Fitness, because I'm gonna stop this IG and then I'm gonna keep up on the Facebook. Just so we're not lagging, I will send you guys the link. I'm gonna type that here in a minute. We'll keep going. Anyway, got off key. I'm pretty sure the video is gonna fix itself. I promise you. How are we out there in the Facebook world? Is there any type of interference? Is there any type of miscommunication? Can you see us, hear us very well, clearly? Is everything working good? Thumbs up, thumbs down. No thumbs up, no thumbs down. So we're just gonna keep it pushing. All right, so next we're going to do your research, right? So after we do our brainstorming, we understand. Thanks, Jay. She said Facebook is fine. Hey, if you're on IG, if you have Facebook, if you follow myself, Van Shoe Fitness, you can just go to Facebook at Van Shoe Fitness LLC, or you can type in at Greater Ambition Coaching LLC, and it should pop up. It'll show that we're live, just so you can get a better view, or you can have clarity. I do apologize for the slight inconvenience there. I would say AT&T, but it ain't AT&T. It's all Wi-Fi now, so I guess that's Spectrum. Keep it moving. All right, so after we be clear in what you're doing, we're going to go to step 2. Do your research. Do your research. What do we mean by, somebody in the audience, tell me, what do we mean by doing your research? And whatever it is that you're trying to do, let's say you want to start. Thank you, Jay. It's okay. We forget. I appreciate you so much. That's my favorite life athlete right there. Aside from D. I probably wasn't supposed to say that out loud. But do your research. If you want to lose weight, let's start there, right? That's a big goal that people have. And it's like, you know what? I think that hit everybody, right? Because in New Year's, let's say that the beginning of a new year, what we find out, everybody be on a new year, new me. I'm about to get my snapback. I'm about to get my waist snatched. Oh, and whatever else everybody be saying. And then we'll say Google is the GOAT. Yes. So do your research. If you don't understand anything about what it is that you're trying to do, Jay hit it. Google is king. I guarantee you right now, you can Google anything and it's going to be up there. You will find what you're looking for. Google it, YouTube it. There are people out there. There's all types of information being provided for free. You really don't have to pay a lot. Now, just understand, you get what you pay for, or the lack thereof. So if you're serious, once we get down to the next point, you'll understand what I'm saying. But do your research. Identify what it is that you're doing. Identify what it is that you're trying to do. And then move forward, right? So once you build your plan, you take your next steps, You start identifying, you start doing research. Boom, if I want to lose weight, I know I need to go to Google. How do I lose weight for beginners? They're going to pop up with 1,000,001 things for you on how to lose weight as a beginner. Or if you know somebody, reach out to somebody, but you have to do your research. Gone are the days. Well, I wouldn't even say gone are the days. I would say be very careful or be very cautious of just reaching out to everybody, right? Because everybody is a specialist on everything. So I say be very careful on reaching out to everybody. Find you somebody that focuses specifically on what it is that you're trying to do when it comes to doing your research. And even after they give you some information, pass it back, go back and then look it up yourself so you can know you're actually getting the right thing. Right. So when you Google it, okay, how do I lose weight for beginners? There's going to be workout programs. There's certain things that you need to understand. First and foremost, you need to understand yourself. What is your body makeup? What is your schedule? When I say do research, it's not just going to Google. Do research on yourself.
Right.
How much time am I willing to give to said need or goal? Right. How much of myself am I really willing to be dedicated to? What is this really going to be required? Kawasaki said you have to find out how your body reacts. That's the beauty of the body, is finding you and how it reacts and how it works. Absolutely. If you don't understand what it is, if you don't understand how your body reacts or what you're going through or what you're doing, it's not going to really work out for you, right? And that's what puts us back into that stuck state.
Mm-hmm.
It's a loop. It's a constant circle. So we'll find something that'll work. It'll work for a few. Maybe we'll lose 5 pounds. Maybe we lose 10 pounds. And then we think we're good. And then we go back to what we were doing. And we never really hit the nail on the head, really. We just barely tapped it. So again, do your research. If you're trying to be an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you're trying to go into, do your research.
Yep. Coach Black, you hit on a really good thing with the internal part of it. So when it comes to the resistance of taking actions for your goals, there's two things that's hindering it. It's either it's a learned behavior that you've always done, or it's emotions. So when it comes to emotions, it's again that fear. Your emotions take control over you actually achieving those goals. So when you look at the big picture, especially when it comes to your behaviors, ask yourself, what's preventing you from achieving this goal? And then ask yourself, what are you avoiding in trying to achieve this goal? Because it's something that's stopping you. So you have to ask yourself those questions. And also, what are you gaining and what are you losing? It's like a pros and cons type thing. So you got to, especially when it comes to behaviors, it's something, and if it's something that you've been doing a lot, it's kind of you got to train yourself out of that mind state. And if not, you will forever be in that stuck state of not achieving what you want to achieve. So it's just, you got to ask yourself the hard questions, or like Coach Black said, get you a coach or a mentor so they can ask you the hard questions to help you identify what it is that is blocking you from, proceeding in what you're trying to do.
Absolutely. And that is the biggest thing that I will always go over, right? The number one thing that I will always touch on. We kind of went back to it before, where it says, when I said, know your why, we went back to it. I start with that, with my life athletes, right? I had a coach, and my coach, Coach Morgan, he a good friend of mine. He coached me for a bit. He's still a mentor of mine, still a coach. And he had me read the book, Simon Sinek, Start With Why. And I never understood it. A great book. I highly recommend it. If you haven't picked it up, pick it up, because it applies to everything, right? So Start With Why, it helped me identify why I was doing what I was doing or what I was trying to do, right? And a lot of the times we think why we started doing something is for the reason we put out there, and then we find out it really ain't. It has nothing to do with what we initially thought it was about, right? Mm-hmm. So Habusaki and Jay, y'all both hit it on the head, right? Hire a professional to get a mentor/coach, glean from their expertise. And then think the number one thing is consistency and how long it takes for your improvement. They both encompass going into the next step. Find a coach or a mentor, right? Find somebody that has done it. Find somebody that you can confide in, right? Find somebody. I tell people all the time, I meet you where you are. We get better together. Period. I provide a safe space, free of judgment, to let you know, to let you operate in. Right? I want you to mess it up. I'm not going to ridicule you. You don't want to be ridiculed for messing up. Mess it up. We're going to learn how to get better together. What? Because we're going to find a lesson out of what you messed up. As a coach, and I think, Coach Anita, you can say this as well. As coaches, we understand we're going to have people that's going to mess up. We're going to give homework. It's not going to get done. We're going to give guidance. And it's not that the guidance is not going to get followed. It's just the guidance is going to get altered after we give it. Sometimes because we have people like the people that we work with, they're human. We're human, and we have to understand that we have to apply the human factor to it, right?
Right.
You have to understand that you're going to mess something up. So it's okay. That goes into understanding yourself. Again, going back to your why. Going back to your why. What am I doing? Why am I really doing this? Who am I? Understanding your fears, right? The theory versus application. Understanding exactly why you started. These are all steps on how we get to the take action part. And we have to repeat it again. Motivation is good, but motivation is not going to get you past the rough times. It'll give you some laughs. It'll give you a couple giggles, but it's not going to get you past the hard times. It's not going to get you past the things. It's like, oh my God, bump after bump after bump. And it usually seems like things get hard when you're trying to get better, right? When you're trying to change something in your life, things get hard. You know what? I'm going to stop drinking. And now people that never talk to you, people that never ask you to come and hang out, all of a sudden want you to go to the bar with them. It's like, come on, man. It's that thing right there. How do we get through those things, right? Mm-hmm. Going all the way back. Coach, well, you can't do research on how to get sober. I bet you can. Yep. Going back to what Jay, I bet you can Google it. So it's understanding things like that. Yes, hire you a coach or a mentor. Hire you somebody that's going to stick there with you, right? Hire somebody attach yourself to somebody that's going to help you walk through the process. It's not necessarily talk to you and then give you homework and kind of like a report back deal, right? It's somebody that's going to talk to you daily, somebody that's going to show up, somebody that's going to, I'm not saying somebody that's going to do for you more than what you're willing to do for yourself. We're going to put a thumbtack here in these points right here, right? And I want to step on this one real quick. When you hire somebody, understand this. That person is providing you their expertise. I think we talked about this last week too, right? A doctor gets paid to make an educated guess. Yes, doctors go to school for an extended period of time, but they get paid to practice medicine. Lawyers go to school for an extended period of time, but they get paid to practice. What does that key word is practice? You have to understand. They didn't tell you that they were going to win. They didn't tell you that they were going to cure the issue or the problem or that illness. They never said that they were going to fix it. They're actually just going to help you and identify and provide a solution based off of their practice. So when we get coaches and we get mentors, understand this. It's not up to them. They never come and say, yeah, we're going to fix this and get you back in shape. No, that ain't it. So if you hire a coach with that expectation, you've already set yourself up for failure. Period. If you hire a coach or you take on a mentor with that expectation, you've already set yourself up for failure because coaches, we sit here as a guide. So if there's anybody on this that's aspiring to be a coach, if there's anybody on this aspiring to jump into entrepreneurship, whatever service it is that you provide, if there's any educators out there, whoever it is and whatever it is that you do, understand it's practice. It is not your job to care more for the person that you're trying to help than that person cares. Say it again, just in case I messed that up. You can't care more than the individual that's trying to get better cares. But they say, Habusaki said, it's all trial and error. It takes roughly 6 months for a trainer to figure out how your body reacts to certain diets and exercises. Just like you said, it's not an overnight process. It's not. It definitely isn't. And you have to find somebody that's going to be realistic with you. You have to find somebody that's going to be realistic with you. So be very careful. Yes, by all means, hire you a coach, hire you a mentor, but be very careful when you're out there going to find somebody, to look for somebody. Make sure that you guys gel. Make sure that it's a good relationship. Because if it's not a good relationship and that individual is not going to be honest with you, it's not going to benefit you. And the idea is all to benefit you.
Right. Also, to add on to that, not only do you want to find someone with all of those qualities, but you got to make sure that you're receptive to what they got to say too. So they're going to keep it a buck with you, but you got to be able to listen and learn and take what they got to say, and don't take it personal, but be receptive to what they got to say. And
you know what, Coach Nina, I think I'm gonna say take it personal. I'm sorry. But I ain't gonna say tell them to take it personal in their emotions, but I am going to tell them to take it personal. So if I'm talking to you,
well, I'm guessing.
Go ahead, say it.
No, I guess I'm referring to emotions.
Okay.
People get in their feelings because they don't like what somebody had to say, and then they'll quit. So don't get emotional about it.
You know what? That one too. So I guess, and this is where you're gonna help me, right? Because I want people to get in their emotions. I want you to, because the minute you get in your emotions, I start to see your representative goes away. And I start to see that person that you've been hiding. I start to see that person that I really need to get to. I start to see the person that I really need to coach.
Right.
So but not to the point where they want to flat my tires, though.
I'm going to say, because that person is not always receptive to what you're trying to do. So that's what I'm saying. You got to be open, and you got to be
absolutely
what the coach is trying to do. And you can't be in your feelings because they there to help you. So that's what I understand what you're saying, because I want them to take it personal too. I want them to be passionate about what they're trying to change, but don't get overly passionate and then be like, well, bump it, I ain't doing it. I ain't going back to see Coach Black because he said da la la. So you got to be, again, receptive to what your coach or your accountability partner or your mentor is trying to do for you.
Absolutely. All right. I was like, man, I want him to be this way.
No, I do too, and I get it, but you know, some people be like, I'm out. Me put my money back in my pocket. I don't have time for them to be talking to me any kind of way.
And I say that because I've put it on a post before, right? Once you go through all the emotions, right? You go through your feels, you cry, you do whatever it is you got to do about it. Now we can get to work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how I rock. Yep, go ahead, go through it. If you got to yell, go through it, yell. If you got to cry, go through it, cry. If we in a gym and I'm training you, go ahead, cry. Matter of fact, cry while you do this set. Take it out on the weights. Do it.
Right.
Why? Because you need to. Because that's what I need to see. That's what you need to see. That's realistic. So yes, do that. And in between those things, show up for yourself every day, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that thumbtack out of there, and we're gonna keep it rocking. Show up for yourself every day. Recap. Be clear on what you're doing. Step number 1. Have a plan, know your why. All that is inclusive, right? That's synonymous with step number 1. Step number 2, once you get everything figured out, do research on whatever it is that you're trying to step into. Do your research. And then find you a coach or a mentor. Find you somebody that's actually doing it. Within your research, find you somebody, look them up. Find you somebody that's actually good at it. Or find somebody that just gels with you. Right? It's okay. You don't have to go with the first person Google recommends. I'm just saying, I know 2 dope coaches right now. One operates under Van Shoe Fitness, and then one operates under Greater Ambition. So if you have any questions about coaching, shameless plug, hit us up. And then Once you find that coach, right? Once you find that mentor, ask the questions, build the relationship, and then show up for yourself every day. I tell you what, me as a coach, I'm showing up for my life athletes every day. Every day. I'll text, I'll message, sometimes I'll phone call. And it's just that. Or at least I'll make a post, right? I'll make sure I hit a post every day. And sometimes I feel bad, like I almost feel like I'm a stalker in some cases because I'll like message people. And then I'll be like, dang, I probably shouldn't have did, but I'm going to do it anyway. And if you guys are out here, I see a couple of y'all on here, I'm going to still do it. Let's say you've kept it real with me and I've had to look in the mirror and be okay. Absolutely. Because I should. That's what we should be doing.
Absolutely.
Right? Honest conversations. We should be having honest conversations with ourselves. There should never be a time where coach, mentor, friend, there should never be a time where you come to me and ask me a question and I'm going to beat around the bush with you. Which camera? I'm going to look in the camera and I hope it ain't lagging too much on the IG side. If it is, switch to Facebook IG if it's lagging. I just learned a lesson here, so we found us a platform. Anyhow, moving. Let me look into this one right here. If you have people that are not honest with you when you ask them a question, walk away instantly. It sounds savage, but it's not. A lot of us are too old, right? And I ain't saying old is in the age, right? We're just too old. If you are paying bills, you are too old to be allowing people to just say random dumbness to you. That's Van's personal opinion. Or if I ask you something and you don't give me, like, if I say, hey, give me your honest opinion, and you tell me something that you think I want to hear, I might be upset. No, I'm definitely going to be upset. I probably won't ever ask you for your opinion again. All right, soapbox done. Show up for yourself every day. What does that look like? Getting out of bed, being intentional. And that's the last point you see up there. Being intentional about what it is that you're doing every day. I think I talk about Van Shoot. I think I talk about this business every day. My daughter hit me up. She told me one day we were riding in the car. She said, Dad, you just got a lot of aspirations, and I really want you to achieve all of them. But golly, yes, I talk about it every day. I'm obsessed with Van Shoot Fitness and the direction that Van Shoot Fitness is going. I'm obsessed with Greater Ambition Coaching and the direction that she's going. Coach Nina, do I not tell you all the time? If I have an idea, I hit you up with it, and I was like, yo, look, this is what I'm thinking. What do you tell me?
Like, yeah, that's good, Van, but I need you to slow down. So as his trusted advisor, that's what I'm supposed to do. And Van does, his passion runs deep with his business. So, but you always are finding something to make your business better, and I love that.
We are going to get there. So before we move on, is there any questions out there? Does anybody have any questions over what we've covered so far? I don't just want to continue to run and push and run and gun. Is there any questions so far? Honesty has to be delivered in love, though not harsh, because then you might not hear. Yes. Lynn, you are at 100% correct. Honesty does have to be. So look, everybody that's looking right now, if you know me, you know me. If you don't know me, let me introduce myself. I am a very straightforward person. But I do have a way on my deliverance. I'm just not, I know how to say the right thing in a nice manner. I'm not just going to tell you, hey, you are effed up. In case I need to tell you that way, right? Some people, I do understand, not everybody, right? We got to think of the Marine Corps, and I tell us the type of leadership. I know how to talk to who and when. Like, I understand somebody can talk to me and just be straight raw with me. No, you F this up this way, and this way. Don't do it again. I got it. Because I tell people everything. Hey, I'll mess up anything once. But then some people, you got to handle them. I ain't going to say handle them with bubble wrap, but you got to handle them gentle. And I understand those things. So absolutely, and that is a great point. All right. So again, if you have questions, go ahead, drop it in. We'll keep it moving. Understanding your resources and your relationships. Please, if you guys are not writing this down, write this down. Again, this is information. This is free. Trust me, this is free information. We get on every Friday and we do it. Take it, apply it. These are things that you can apply right now. The thing, what I'm showing you is an actual worksheet. You can apply it right now. And what you're doing, you can take it, apply it to what it is you're doing, and I guarantee you will be successful with this. This is just not something. I'm gonna be honest with you. It is something that I put together, but this is just not something that I put together just for lack of better word, shits and giggles. I apologize. It's something that we put together. And it's like, yeah, I can do this. It's things that we've seen before. And I guarantee things that we were telling you guys, it's not your first time hearing. Again, theory versus application. It's just the lack of moving forward with whatever it is you're trying to do. All right, so keep it moving. Resources and relationships. Understanding your network, understanding your circle, understanding what you have at your hand, understanding who you have and who you can talk to, where you can go, people that you can call on when you're in that stuck state, people that you can call on when you have that idea to talk it over. Newsflash, or we'll say fun fact, right? Not newsflash. Fun fact, you can't talk over every idea with everybody. Let me say that again. You cannot talk over every idea with everybody. Has anybody ever had a conversation with somebody and said, yo, I was going to do X, Y, and Z, whoop-de-whoop. You really didn't give all the details, or maybe you did give all the details. And probably about 3 months later, or not even 3 months, because it don't really take them that long. A couple of weeks later, you start to identify that person that you was talking to moving in the direction that you were moving in. All of a sudden, doing the things that you said you were going to do. You can't trust everybody, nor can you talk to everybody about what it is that you're trying to do. So be very careful of that. I'm not going to say get to the point where you can't trust people. Be very careful what it is that you're talking to everybody about, because not everybody is going to hold and cherish your goals just for you and look for you to get better, right? They're going to hold and cherish it, be like, okay, cool. I'm gonna rock with you up until the point where I can take it. Or I'm going to just take it and move on by myself. But just understanding resources and relationships. Who do you have? What do you have at your hand? Tangible things. Who do you know that can provide some of the non-tangibles that we're talking about, right? Guidance, information, a book, whatever it is, send me a link. As long as you can get something from that individual, that's a resource, that's a relationship. Everybody that you talk to, again, being intentional, everybody that you run into every day is a potential something. Everybody that I run into every day is a potential VTF life athlete. They just don't know it. They need help with something. They just don't know it. And I don't know it until we continue to start talking. But I do understand that I'm not going to develop a relationship, a specific relationship with everybody. Coach, what you got?
No, you're right. So identify those people that are going to help you to achieve your goals. We talked about this earlier. Find your coach and a mentor. Identify those resources. Find those who have encountered the same situation that you're currently in, and and navigate it that way. Find out who you can link up with to help you navigate that. So yeah, so you just find that support.
Absolutely. And then we're gonna get to the. So are there any questions? Keep it moving. Okay, cool. We're gonna get to the most important one. We always talk about the microwave theory. The microwave theory, instant gratification. If you are taking notes or you're writing things down, write this down right now. Instant gratification is unreal. And then circle it. Now, if we're talking about fast food, it doesn't apply. If we're talking about anything that you can throw in the microwave, it doesn't apply. I'm talking about when we're setting goals, right? Is there some things that we can get instant gratification from? Maybe. Like meditation. If I decided, okay, I want to be stress-free, or I want to start reducing stress, okay, we can start doing things like telling you to close your eyes, right? Take deep breaths. And as you take those deep breaths, actually focus on breathing, right? Notice how you feel in the seat. Allow your body to start relaxing, right? Take deep more breaths. Become one. Really focus on your breathing. Deep breath in, slow exhale. Feel your feet on the ground. Things like that, right? That will provide, it won't fix your stress levels, but it will provide some instant gratification to allowing you to feel, right? Now, sometimes people close their eyes and your brain is too busy. So now it takes a little bit more practice. Again, as I said, it's not going to solve everything, right? But if we're looking for instant gratification, we can do some things like that. And then it becomes a quick fix. And you just repetition, right? Repetition is the father of learning. That's how we get better. So be patient. Show grace for yourself. Like, allow yourself to experience a little bit of love, a little bit of grace. It's okay to move one step at a time. We don't have to rush everything. You don't have to try to get everything fixed overnight. You don't. It's okay to take it one step at a time. And if you're out there, again, if your goal is weight loss and you eat, for the lack of better words, you have a case of the fuckets, right? Like The Rock say, he has a case of the fuckets. Hey, it's okay. Enjoy it. Don't beat up on yourself. Enjoy it. It is what it is. You got one life. You messed up. The fact that you know that you messed up lets me know that you understand what awareness is. You understand what mindfulness is. You understand that you're not supposed to be doing that. That's called growth. So be patient with yourself. Don't beat up on yourself.
Right.
And allow yourself to grow. Again, we're human. It happens. We're going to mess it up. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. We can strive for excellence. And we'll get somewhere close. But we're not perfect. So be patient with yourself. Allow yourself time. Right? It's a process. You heard it before. It says, 6 months roughly for a trainer to actually find out what's going on with your thing. Abu Sabi said, humans are prone to always think negative about themselves, even just everyday activities. The first thing that comes to mind is negativity. Have to stay positive. Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to stay positive. Be around positive people. If you're around people that's only talking about negative things, the back end of your life or your life is just going to be negativity. You're going to, you are who you are around. That's it. If your circle is negative, then you're going to talk about negative stuff. You're going to be negative. That's what you're going to find yourself doing. Just don't allow it. Change your circle up. If you got some negative friends, hey, you know what? I'm gonna rock with you, but I'm gonna love you from a distance. If you got somebody that's always talking about their situation, I don't know how I'm gonna get better this time, or I don't know how I'm gonna get, you know what? It's time to go ahead and let them, I don't know, all the way over there by themselves. Keep watch out for them, right? Give them some guidance every now and again. But you have to let them be them. So that's it. And then lastly, be intentional. So the things that we highlighted, right? Be clear on what you're doing. Do your research. Find a coach or a mentor. If not, both. I have both. I have a coach and I have a mentor. I have multiple mentors. Understand resources and relationships, and then be patient. If we follow these rules, if we do these, if we take these steps and apply them, I guarantee you that you will find benefit from this. I strongly believe that there will be benefit from just following those steps, right? And then the sub steps, right? Understanding, having a plan and knowing your why. Showing up for yourself every day and then being intentional. We compile all those things together, boom. We got a solid program. You know what? I know people that probably would have charged you guys a lot of money. Specifically, I know somebody that would have charged you $100 a session. But see, y'all rocking with me. Wait a minute, hold on. I do charge $100 an hour. No, I mess with y'all. But look, check this out. Take this information and actually use it. Apply it. Again, last week, we talked about theory versus application. There's a lot of things out there. A lot of you all have great ideas. A lot of you all are great people. The majority of the people that's on here, I know. You are great people. And if anything that we said resonated with you, take action. Take these steps. They're not going to change. I can probably wrap it up and package it in a different way, but it's all going to result and be the same at the end of the day, right? I don't think I need to have $1 million house or a $1 million car to get this information, allow this information to reach you. So he said, Abu Saki said, hopefully I'm not taking y'all off the key point, but literally just had this convo with some young men and women in a delayed entry program. No, you're not taking me off the key point. Look, man, this is raw conversations. We start with a topic and we always go, everything that you're saying is it applies.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, everything that we do, everything we talk about, right? I told you guys, I focus on the physical, the mental, and the spiritual, right? If my body is weak, my mind and my spirit is going to suffer. If my body is strong, but my mind is weak, my body and my spirit is going to suffer. If my mind is strong and my body is strong and my spirit is weak, my mind and my body will suffer somehow, some way. It's all wrapped up together. So we're about to wrap it up as we usually do. I know it's probably starting to get good. It's an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything they want to say? If you do, and I end it, by all means, just hit me up, message me. Coach Nita can be found at Greater Ambition Coaching LLC on Facebook, and then Greater Ambition Coaching on Instagram as well, right?
That's correct. And
then obviously you guys are on the Vans True Fitness page, so you know where I'm at on Facebook, and Vans True Fitness, Vans_True_Fitness on Instagram. Again, we do this every Friday. I do believe we're going to kind of move platforms. We are going to move from the Instagram platform to the Facebook, but on Instagram, don't worry, I will drop a link to what we're going to be doing, just because I started on Facebook. I was rocking on Facebook. I'm still going to rock on Instagram. We're still going to do it. We're trying to reach multiple people, but this program, this platform allows me to stream multiple things at once, right? Boom, I gave y'all some more information, more knowledge. There's always information out there. So, Coach Nina, before we go, do you have anything to say?
Absolutely. In closing. So today's topic was the resistance to taking action. So let me just say a few things before we close out. So first thing, you should know that you are not the only one out here that's having trouble achieving their goals or starting out and taking the steps to achieve your goals. So this is a common problem. Don't think that you're out there alone. But it's, this is a difficult thing, and we have to make sure we know how to navigate. So in order for you to reach your goals and make your dreams come true, take those steps that Coach Black went through today and start applying them. Resistance comes in many different ways and from different causes. So if you want to get past them, make sure that you examine what is causing the resistance, find out where it's coming from, and then try to figure out how you can weed it out. So it's a way to get over it, learn about yourself, take a big part of this and do some personal development and some self-improvement journey into making sure that you are achieving what it is that you want to achieve. We all have passions and purpose, and this is now the time to try to navigate and make sure those things come to fruition. So just take some time to figure out what's causing you to go further. And again, like Coach Black said, we're here to help in any capacity that we can. Just hit us up.
Yeah. I appreciate you. I really do.
You too.
Thank you for being my trusted advisor and my coach, my friend, my sister, my homie. For everybody that's out there, this is what I want you to understand. Fear, right? Fear, anxiety. We've all heard the acronym for fear, right? False events appearing real. We got that. I like to say my own definition for anxiety is just the brain trying to process something that it has not seen before, right? That promotes stress. When you find yourself getting into that moment, when you find yourself getting into that thing, when you start to experience that stress, Stop and take a deep breath. Actually allow yourself to be present. Breathe and relax. And go back to your plan. Go back to the beginning. Like I said, these steps that we've given you today, that is going to help you. I 100% believe, I guarantee it. What, like Denzel say? That's blue magic. That is my brand. I guarantee it. Period. I guarantee if you start to apply what I just gave you, what we just added, what we just talked about, if you start to apply that, you will see results. Fear and anxiety, those things exist. It is up to us. It is up to you to acknowledge, identify, and keep it moving. Like I said, stop, breathe, be present, focus on where you are, and then go back to the beginning. It's okay. You're going to fail. We covered that already. It's going to happen. 10 times out of 10, if you're failing, it's because you're doing something right, just in the wrong sequence, in the wrong step. If things start to get hard, it's because you're doing something right. You're usually headed in the right direction. And for the people that go into a certain place, right? I ain't gonna say I say for my churchgoers out there, right? What they say, usually when you're headed in the right direction, that's when the enemy starts to attack you the most. When you start to do something right. You heard Denzel say it. When you start to do something right, that's when the devil is the most present. He pulled Will Smith on the side. I can identify different in multiple things. The ideal is it's going to be that way. That's called life. Align yourself with people that's trying to get it or have gotten it and keep pushing. Y'all know who I am. I meet you where we are. We get better together. I want you to make your mindset your best threat. And if there is ever anything that I or Coach Nina can do for you, please hit us up. This is just not a shameless plug. This is just not, yes, of course, we're out here. We're trying to build businesses. We are trying to make and develop things. But the end state is always making sure and trying to actually help. Markets are full of people that saying they're going to help, but they have no receipts. They have no receipts. I could easily build programs. I could easily build a thing that says, hey, check this out. I made $1 million last week to do X, Y, and Z to try to get your business. But I'd rather get on here and go live for an hour and give game for free because I believe in it that much. Again, I love y'all. Soapbox done. This ends the conversation. Until next time, man, make your mindset your best threat. Peace and love. Gone.